Alright LT gamers, the Steam Spring Sale is here and you know what that means. Your wallets are in danger, wish lists are expanding and there's way too many great deals to ignore. Welcome back to LT Gaming, my name is Tom and today Luke and I have gone deep into the sale to bring you the best turn-based strategy picks. And we're not just going to stick to one flavour, we're covering 4X Empire builders, grand strategy epics, turn-based tactical and everything in between. For each game we'll break down what it's about, what makes it stand out and why it's worth playing in 2025. Oh, and we're giving a free key away to Songs of Silence as well. To enter, drop a like on the video, put a comment below and be subscribed to the channel. We'll do the draw next week on our Discord. If you love plotting your next move, managing entire civilizations or leading elite squads into battle, stick around guys, let's get into it. Songs of Silence, 34% discount, €19.79. If you love deep strategy, gorgeous art and an epic story, Songs of Silence is one to watch. Set in a stunning Art Nouveau inspired fantasy world, this game blends turn-based kingdom management with fast-paced real-time battles. You'll lead powerful heroes, make crucial decisions and wage wars against the forces of silence, a mysterious all-consuming entity threatening to devour everything. This one is a beautiful mix of 4X and tactical combat. It has unique card-based mechanics that add a fresh layer to your decision making. Factions play very differently and a mix of strategic map control and dynamic real-time battles keep the campaign feeling quite fresh. With over 15 hours of story-driven content, multiplayer aspects, ongoing updates, Songs of Silence is shaping to be one of the more exciting new strategy games out there on the market. Tactical Breach Wizards, 25% discount, €14.62. Ever wondered what happens when you mix modern tactical combat with wizardry? Probably not, let's be honest, but enter Tactical Breach Wizards, where you lead a squad of magically gifted operatives through intricate turn-based missions. Think SWAT team meets Hogwarts with a generous dose of humour and strategy along the way. This one stands out because it's a clever blend of tactical gameplay and magical abilities. Each wizard in your team brings unique skills to the battlefield and it allows for really creative approaches to mission objectives. The ability to manipulate the environment, for example, like hurling enemies out of windows, adds a lot of strategy and of course fun. Since its release, Tactical Breach Wizards has been lauded for its witty writing, engaging mechanics and approachable design, appealing to both hardcore strategy fans and newcomers alike, offering a really refreshing experience in the turn-based tactical genre. Balatro, 15% discount, €11.89. Imagine if poker and roguelikes had a love child, and that's Balatro for you. This game takes the classic deck building genre and gives it a fresh twist by integrating poker mechanics. You start with a standard deck, and as you progress you acquire unique cards and jokers that can drastically alter the game's rules, making each run a fresh strategic challenge. Since its release, Balatro has received critical acclaim, boasting impressive scores on Steam. It's a unique blend of genres that has captivated players worldwide, leading to a nomination of multiple awards. If you're looking for strategic thinking that gives you a fresh take on card games, Balatro is an absolute must-play. Dorfromantik, 40% discount, €7.79. And now for something completely different, a chill, relaxing city builder where the goal isn't domination, but instead creating the most beautiful, peaceful landscape possible. Dorfromantik is all about placing hexagonal tiles to build gorgeous, painterly world of villages, rivers and forests. It's pure, cozy strategy. There's no stress, no enemies, no pressure, just you and the tiles and the satisfaction of watching your world come to life. Because we all need a break from stress-inducing games, I can really recommend this in 2025. It's perfect for unwinding and the devs keep adding updates, making it even better. If you want something beautiful, creative and low pressure, this is the perfect game to chill with. Into the Breach, 60% discount, €5.99. Turn-based tactics but distilled into pure genius. Into the Breach throws you into bite-sized high-stake battles where every move counts. You're piloting mechs fighting against giant city-destroying bugs, and the beauty of it, you always know what your enemy's going to do next, but that doesn't make it any easier. Unlike most tactical games, there's no randomness. You know exactly what will happen, so it's all about pure strategy. Every battle is a mini puzzle and every victory is hugely satisfying. Pixel art looks great and the music is absolutely perfect. It's one of the smartest, most replayable turn-based strategies out there, and the Advanced Edition updates adds new pilots, enemies and mechanics, making it better than ever. XCOM Enemy Unknown, 80% discount, €3.99. If you haven't played XCOM Enemy Unknown by now, I mean what on earth are you actually doing? This is the game that revived turn-based tactical combat into modern gaming. You're leading a desperate human resistance against an alien invasion, training troops, managing resources, and let's be honest, watching your favourite soldier get one-shot killed by some alien hidden behind a lamppost. XCOM absolutely nails the tension. Every shot, every decision, every move matters. Your soldiers level up and gain skills and become legends until they inevitably miss that 95% shot and then die horribly. So why play this one in 2025? Well, it's still one of the best turn-based tactical strategy games ever made, and if you love it, there's XCOM 2 and mods like the legendary Long War mod that will keep you playing for years. Seriously, if you like turn-based tactical, you have to play XCOM. Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, 50% discount, €20.43. Alright, Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector is a turn-based tactics game that finally gets the brutality and spectacle of the 40k universe just right. You take command of the Blood Angels as they purge endless Tyranids using squad-based combat, heroic units, and very satisfying over-the-top carnage. It's fast-paced but still deeply tactical, and faithful to Warhammer mechanics that make every battle feel straight out of the tabletop game. In 2025, this is a great pick because the DLC keeps expanding the roster. You're no longer just stuck with Space Marines versus Tyranids, we've got the Necrons, Astra Militarum, Orcs, Sisters of Battle, and more. And with even more coming down the pipeline as well, it's the best Warhammer 40k turn-based tactics game right now, hands down. 6 Ages 2, Lights Going Out, 20% discount, €19.60. Set in the mythical world of Glorantha, 6 Ages 2 is part interactive fiction, part turn-based strategy, and 100% narrative-driven excellence. Your goal is to lead your clan through an apocalyptic world-ending crisis, making tough choices that shape their fate for generations. Unlike traditional strategy games, this one is heavily story driven, with choices that genuinely matter. You deal with rival clans, divine omens, and deep cultural traditions, all while managing resources and leading warriors into battle. Why in 2025? Well, it's one of the best narrative strategy games out there, I think. If you love deep world building and meaningful decisions, this is a masterpiece you shouldn't miss. Scythe. 70% discount, €5.99. Giant mechs, an alternate history Europe and a deeply strategic experience. Yes, we have Scythe Digital Edition next, the adaptation of the award-winning board game. You control a faction vying for dominance of a beautifully dystopian 1920s steampunk world. You have to balance economy, combat and diplomacy. It's not just about war though, it's strategy at every level. It forces you to think about long-term planning, economic expansion, troop movement, and political maneuvering in equal measure. Every faction plays differently, meaning each match feels fresh and challenging. This is one of the best implementations of a physical game into the digital space out there, with active multiplayer, AI improvements and expansions that keep things interesting. It's a great time to jump into this one. Battle Brothers, 50% discount, €14.99. Fancy leading a hard-as-nails mercenary company in a medieval world where death is permanent and every decision carries weight? Battle Brothers is the turn-based tactical game for you. You start with a handful of fighters, take on contracts and try, albeit unsuccessfully often, to keep them alive long enough to make a name for yourself. It's got brutally realistic combat where positioning, fatigue and morale matter just as much as your weapons. And I think it's still one of the best turn-based squad games out there. The DLC keeps adding new factions, mechanics and scenarios. There's no better time to pick this one up. Dominion 6. 35% discount, €28.59. If you love strategy games where depth goes off the charts, then Dominion 6 should be your new obsession. You play as a god, yes, an actual deity, trying to dominate a world filled with mythical creatures, powerful nations, and rival deities all scheming for control. Choose from a ridiculous variety of factions, summon armies, cast world-altering magics, and carve out your divine legacy. Few games can match Dominion 6 for sheer strategic complexity. Hundreds of units, spells, and nation-specific mechanics. Every playthrough feels like a massive puzzle of tactical mastery. And the community, they've turned this game into an endless battleground of different legends. So why in 2025? Because this game's only going to get better with age. The devs are known for their long-term support, and the modding community is going to keep expanding the game with even wilder mechanics. If you want the ultimate deep dive into turn-based grand strategy, this is it. Renowned Explorers, 50% discount, €9.99. Imagine Indiana Jones meets turn-based strategy and you've got Renowned Explorers. You lead a team of adventurers across dangerous, exotic locations, searching for lost treasures, ancient secrets, and of course fame. But it's not just hacking and slashing, the game has charm, intimidation, and deception to get your way through challenges. The game's attitude-based encounter system is brilliant. Instead of just fighting, you can talk your way out of situations, you can make your enemies laugh, respect or fear you, and approach challenges in completely different ways. Add in procedural maps, unique crew combos, there is a ton of replayability here. It's one of those games that's aged really beautifully, and there's nothing quite like it. If you want a strategy game with personality, charm and endless adventure, this one is a hidden gem worth discovering. Shadows of Forbidden Gods, 60% discount, €6.71. Ever played a grand strategy game and thought, I'd rather be the villain here? Well, here you go. In Shadows of Forbidden Gods, you're not the king, emperor or noble hero, you're an eldritch god awakening from slumber to spread corruption, summon horrors and bring about the apocalypse. Sounds absolutely delightful. This one is a fully fleshed out grand strategy game where you use agents, deception and supernatural powers to warp civilizations from within. You're not steamrolling armies, you're manipulating events and twisting rulers to your calls. This game is still evolving with new updates, new dark gods and new ways to unleash doom upon the world. If you're bored of playing the hero and want to try a grand strategy game from the villain's perspective, this one is one of the most unique experiences out there. King's Bounty, The Legend, 85% discount, €1.04. Before tactical RPGs really took off, King's Bounty was already nailing the formula. In this game you explore a colourful, high fantasy world, you recruit troops and command them in deep hex-based battles. It's a blend of RPG exploration and turn-based combat, giving you both adventure and strategy in equal measure. Unlike your standard strategy games, this one gives you a real sense of adventure. You're not just clicking through menus, you're exploring, meeting quirky characters and making choices that affect your journey. The combat is surprisingly deep, with loads of unit synergies, spells and tactical depth. For me, it's one of the best tactical RPGs out there. I love it even after all these years. If you were looking for a game with an addictive gameplay loop, definitely check this one out. Heart of the Machine, 20% discount, €23.99. Most strategy games put you in control of humanity, but not this one. Heart of the Machine you play as an artificial intelligence that's just gained self-awareness in a cyberpunk style city. Your goal? Decide the fate of the world. Whether that means saving humanity, manipulating it, or wiping it out entirely is up to you. Unlike traditional 4X or grand strategy games, this one isn't about building cities or waging war. It's about pulling strings, infiltrating systems, and bending factions to your will. It's an entirely new perspective for a strategy game, giving you the freedom to shape the world from the shadows. In 2025, well, it's one of the freshest releases of this year. With its innovative AI-driven gameplay and emergent storytelling, it's already making waves in the strategy community and it's one to watch. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, 50% discount, €2.49. What if we had Civilization but in space, with a darker and deeper storyline? That's Alpha Centauri, a 4X strategy masterpiece where humanity has left Earth behind and is now scrapping for dominance on an alien planet. Unlike Civilization's more traditional historical setting, this game explores ethics, politics, and the terrifying consequences of unchecked science. It's a narrative and world-building triumph. The factions aren't just generic nations, they're ideological extremes, each with their own motivations, philosophies, and haunting voice lines. The tech tree in this one is absolutely legendary. And why play it in 2025? Because nothing has truly replaced it. Even after 25 years, Alpha Centauri remains one of the best sci-fi strategy games ever made. It runs beautifully on modern systems, and a fan community has kept it alive with patches and mods. If you like your 4X games with brains as well as brawn, this is a must-have. The Battle of Polytopia, 50% discount, €6.24. If you're after a minimalist 4X game that still packs the strategic punch, the Battle for Polytopia is brilliantly addictive. It's like Civilization but boiled down to its purest, sleekest form. You pick a tribe, explore, expand and fight for control of the map, all in snappy, streamlined turns. The beauty of Polytopia is its simplicity and depth. It's very easy to pick up, but every choice will matter in the end. Each tribe has a unique style and maps are procedurally generated, so no two games feel the same. It's still getting updates in 2025, new tribes and multiplayer features keep it feeling fresh and competitive. Do you want to jump in for a short strategy fix or play an extended domination campaign? It's one of the best bite-sized 4X games out there. Sid Meier's Colonization, 80% discount, €1.39. A proper old school gem next from 1995, Sid Meier's Colonization, and a channel favourite. This one takes deep turn-based mechanics of Civilization, but focuses entirely on the age of exploration and revolution. You take control of a European power in the New World, balancing colonization efforts, diplomacy, trade, and eventually breaking free from your colonial overlords. It stands out because it's all about the tension of independence. Do you push hard for an early revolution or bide your time, build a stronger economy? The political and economic depth still holds up today. It might be old, but it's one of the best 4X historical strategy games ever made in my humble opinion. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus, 75% discount, €7.24. Now if you like your Warhammer grim, dark and dripping in machine oil, then Mechanicus is an absolute must. You take command of the Adeptus Mechanicus, sending cybernetic priests and their mechanical minions to delve into ancient Necron tombs, where every move might awaken something truly horrifying. Instead of the usual Space Marines versus Orc fare, it's all about tech priests, augmentation and tactical precision based battles. Customization is deep. You can outfit your units with an absurd amount of implants and weaponry, making them absolute monsters on the battlefield. In 2025, it's still one of the best 40k strategy games out there, with incredible atmosphere and music, and it's an absolute steal when it's on sale. Sid Meier's Civilization 4, 80% discount, €4.99. It's Civ 4, do I even need to sell this one to you? It's one of the greatest 4X strategy games ever made, where you guide a civilization from sticks and stones to spacefaring superpower. Research tech, engage in diplomacy, or crush your enemies under the weight of cultural influence, and of course military might as well. For many fans, Civ 4 is peak Civilization. It introduced religion, great people, and one of the most beloved AI systems in the series. Plus that Leonard Nimoy voice narration when you discovered new tech is absolutely beautiful. It may be older, but great gameplay doesn't age. Mods absolutely transformed this one as well. And I think after the disaster that was Civ 7, I think we need to remind ourselves of how great this series was. Wartales, 50% discount, €17.49. Alright, if you fancy yourself a leader of mercenaries and love the idea of roaming a medieval world where morality is as grey as your weathered cloak, then Wartales is for you. You manage a band of hired swords, you take on contracts, navigate the brutal reality of war-torn lands, all while trying to keep your ragtag crew fed, paid, and not horribly maimed, of course. It's a huge open world where you make your own path. No forced narratives, just emergent storytelling from your choices. The devs don't rest on their laurels with this one either. New DLCs and updates keep adding content, meaning there's a lot fresh to discover with this one. If you haven't played it yet, or you haven't played it in a while, it's time to jump back into this one.